I really miss my free world.
FreeWorld with Derrick Freeman.
The only way I can get in this game is I've been watching these dudes play for a couple weeks, man.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what, man? I know how much slipping in this game, because after every game they shoot for teams, man. And so if I can get that rock in my hand, one of these games is over, I'm playing basketball. So man, when the last ball hit the last bucket for the last game, I fell on it, man, like a fumble drill in football. The whole court sucks up around me, man. Hey, white boy, give us our ball back, man. You lost your mind. D, in the toughest voice I can find, squeaking and cracking. Man, I'm shooting this ball today. I'm playing basketball today. Kind of like that bus.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Oh, D, you're not getting your head back now. So I'm holding this ball for dear life. And this biggest dude out there, man, this blood from Houston named J Blood, man. J Blood gets up in my face, and I think he's going to knock me out, D. Freeman. He's not getting that ball, though. He's going to knock out. He's going to have to get it from a dude's hands that's knocked out cold, you know? He says, man, get up on the line and shoot that shot, white boy. Man, I hope you make it. So, man, that free throw, that basketball court the free throw line appeared. It was like the equator, man. It was so big. So I go up on this free throw line, but here's what's up. If I miss this shot, they're going to kill me, man, because these dudes, man, I didn't disrespect the basketball court. I disrespected the entire race. Yeah. And if I make that shot, they're going to hurt me. They're going to let me play, but they're going to hurt me, man. They're going to let me know I don't belong, man. But you know what? My back's against the wall, man. I'm at the point where, like, you know, with so much violence, man, I'm like, you know, forget it. So I'll go up on the line, steal my nerve, and I make my shot. Boom! I'm a captain. Jay Boy makes his shot. He's a captain too. We pick our teams. I pick my 4 guys. He picks his 4 guys. Got us a little 5-on-5. Man, wrong. It's 9-on-1, man. My own teammates don't want to be on my team. They hate me, man. And man, I tell people all the time, this is prison basketball in a life sentence rec yard, man, of a maximum security prison, man. There's no guard in that tower. There ain't never a guard in that tower, man. If they're up there, they're sleeping, and there's no referee. There's no fouls in prison basketball. Man, you can punch, kick, scratch,
no
bite.
instant replay.
Oh, man, no instant replay. Man, I had a black eye and a busted lip up the first day, but, man, I survived. Man, I got up the next morning, I looked at myself in the mirror, looked like I'd been hit by a truck, but I felt good, D. Yeah. Because, man, that dude stood up yesterday. So I go back out because I got to keep going, man. Yeah. So I go back out there Tuesday morning. The dudes are laughing at me. And, I mean, look how small I am, D. Everybody laughed at me when I got to prison, man. Man, we thought you had enough, white boy. I said, man, I thought you boys playing basketball. What's up? Man, you could have heard a pin drop out there. Jay Boyd's like, you're on my team, white boy. And, man, if I was looking to play some basketball, D-Free, I got what I was looking for. They picked me first every game after. And you play ball with me, man. Yeah. You know I'm not first pick caliber, man. I'm like 8th or 9th pick. But everybody wanted to get a piece of the white boy, man. Yeah. And that was it, man. It was all, I was like a piñata, man. And D, I gave it back where I could, man. I'm trying to earn some respect. So, I would throw back when I could. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, man, we're out there, man. For 6 days this goes on, man. I'm out there Saturday at half court. We're playing a game. I'm at half court, and the reason I'm at half court because I don't even play off it. I hadn't seen that ball since I shot the shot Monday, man. Wow. No one kicks me the rock, man. Nobody. All I do is play defense. Yeah. And just about that time, someone passed me the ball. Man, I'm sitting there thinking, man, this is the dumbest thing you've ever done. You got to play basketball for 65 years. You got to do this because you can't quit. Yeah. And you don't even get a shot. You don't even get a shot.
Exercise. That's
it, man. I'm just running around playing defense, getting elbows in the face. So somebody passed me the ball, and I shoot my shot, and I miss. And I'm like, man, I sure hope they give it to me again. And they did, D. And I made my shot, and I heard my change because someone said, good shot, West. Good shot, West. I mean, they weren't calling me white boy anymore. And, I mean, you know how derogatory it is to be called by the color of your skin. Yeah. I mean, it's a very derogatory thing, but they stopped. These dudes stopped, man. And after that game was over, they circled up around me like they did 6 days before. J Blood does all the talking. He says, West, man, you pulled something off out here we had never seen a white boy pull off before. You took everything we had. You gave it back when you could. He said that took guts, but, man, you never got racial with us. You never, not one time, man. He said, you don't have to worry about the blacks the rest of the time you're in prison, man. You're good with us. And, D, that felt good. And those guys honored that. They came to get me to play basketball every day. And the takeaway from the story is not that the scared white boy got the respect. We get that, man. But the takeaway is that these dudes, some of them with 20 years of a bad belief system, some of them all their life with a bad belief system, the guy that looks like me doesn't belong in their world. They made a change, man. They made a change. And they accepted me into their world. The first ones in prison, by the way, the blacks were the first to accept me into their world. And they stayed like that. But the thing about that is, man, the first thing I thought about was Mr. Jackson, that coffee bean story. Because I'm like, damn, man, that coffee bean stuff works. We were making coffee out there in that rec yard, man. Yeah. And, I mean, and the white guys hated it, man. And it really offended them, too, man, because now I don't buy into their ideology of hate, and I can go out there and I can maneuver around every race out there at that point, D. I mean, I'm out there running around. I can mix it up with the essays, with the blacks, the whites, anybody. I mean, because now I've earned that, you know. And it's like I talk to people all the time. You know, when I'm out of prison now, and I've been doing this way before the murder of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor and all the stuff you're seeing and going on right now and the protests. Man, I've been talking about this since I got out of prison. One of the things I got to do when I got out of prison, speaking to these football teams, is bring athletes into prisons that have substance abuse issues or whatever. And they've all been black guys, you know. And so I take these athletes in there and I show them what it looks like. Because on the way out of prison, and so just to finish the story out, I mean, so after the violence was over in prison and I could work on myself, I became that coffee bean, and I became, you know, a model inmate. And you know, November 16, 2015, man, the lady from parole, she looks at my parole packet and she's like, man, look, you know, we don't see a lot of people come through like you, Mr. West. You've got everything. You've had everything going in life, all the privilege a person can have. And then you became a drug addict. You started breaking in people's houses. You made victims. And then a jury gives you life in prison. She said, but you came to this prison and you didn't let it define you. You changed yourself. You changed the prison around you. The whole prison changed around you. She said, I got one question for you. She said, if you could be remembered for being anything in this life, she said, give it to me in just one word, go. And man, because I was a coffee bean, because I knew the rules of being a coffee bean. You know, first rule of being a coffee bean is your positive body language changes the room. So I'm smiling everywhere I go. To this day, those guys in that prison be like, man, you smiled every day in there, man. Especially when you don't feel like it. The second rule of being a coffee bean was working out every day, spiritually, mentally, and physically. Man, I got in the best shape of my life. I saw prison as an opportunity, man, and I worked on it. The third rule about being a coffee bean was servant leadership, finding ways to help other people achieve their goals, man, helping other people out, because that's what we're here for. We're not here for ourselves. We're here for other people, man, and somebody's going to help us along the way. And then the fourth rule of being a coffee bean was that you only control 4 things, and God's got the rest. You control what you think, what you say, what you feel, and what you do, your actions, man. And the last rule about being a coffee bean was that your past doesn't define you, man. Your past doesn't matter. Your past is your lesson. The present today is a gift, and the future is your motivation. So that's the rules I live my life by. So when this lady asked me this question, man, I fired back her answer right when she got done speaking, because I had my answer ready to go. I didn't know the question, but I knew the answer.
Wow.
And I said, useful.
There
ma'am.
you go.
Useful. I just want to be useful. I can be useful in this prison, or I can be useful out in that world finding those coffee beans. And she said, we're going to give you one shot. We're going to let you go. But if you come back and you come back in handcuffs anywhere between now and the year 2073, we're going to keep you this time until 2073. So, D, I'm on paper the rest of my life. I'm on parole. But they can keep that parole, man, because as long as I'm a coffee bean, I'm not going back to prison, man. As long as I'm out there living for others and letting God do his thing through me, man, I'm going to be good, man, because I'm not even driving the car anymore. I can't get in trouble if I'm not driving.
Yeah.
You know, the last time I drove the car, I parked it inside the Styles unit, man. So, but on the way out of prison, D, very important conversation, man. One of my favorite cellmates is a black dude from Dallas named Sabor. Man, his Muslim name is Sabor. His real name is Isaac, you know. He's same age as me. He's same age as us. He's 45 now, and he's in there for life. And but man, we used to talk all night. I mean, Sabor was a really intelligent dude. I mean, we would talk about society, the injustices. We talk about race. We talk about, you know, we just hit on so many subjects. Sabor is a very intelligent guy. And he's self-taught too, which is so impressive about him. I had this formal education, but he had this self-taught education, and he's running circles around me, you know? So I respected Sabor. So he sees me walking out. I got my mattress, kind of like how I came in. I got a mattress, a couple bags. I'm going out the door, and all I want to do is leave, man. Sabor sees me, man. He's like, hey, Damon, man, congratulations. I hope I got to catch you before you leave. He said, congratulations. I know your family's going to be happy. I know you're happy. He said, I got one question for you, man. I said, what is it, Sabor? What's up? He said, man, when you get out of here, you're going to talk about the stuff you saw. And what he wants to know is, am I going to talk about the disparity in the system? The fact that you have all these black men inside this prison, man. He said, you know, he wants to know, are you going to talk? Are you real? Yeah. And I said, Sabor, man, when I get on my feet, man, you know I will. And he looked at me, D. Free, and he gave me a call to action. He hit me right between the eyes with what he said. He said, good. Sometimes they lock up the right guy. Wow. Man, sometimes they lock up the right guy. Wow.
You're listening to FreeWorld with Derrick Freeman.